Warm greetings. Today is Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia. At the time of recording this video, it is 5 p.m. local time in Jamaica, where preparations should be being finalized to face the dangerous and powerful Hurricane Beryl. The center of circulation of Hurricane Beryl is currently located south of the Dominican Republic and Haiti, where it is causing heavy downpours and some gusts of tropical storm-force winds, particularly in the southern and southwestern parts of the Dominican Republic. Earlier in the day, it brought heavy rains and some wind gusts over Puerto Rico, but the weather conditions are beginning to improve rapidly as the cyclone continues its trajectory towards the west-northwest. Now, Hurricane Beryl continues with a movement that would bring the center of circulation just south of or over Jamaica during the afternoon hours of tomorrow, Wednesday, potentially as a major hurricane or a Category 3 hurricane. Then, during Wednesday night and early Thursday morning, it will be affecting the Cayman Islands. So in this video, I will also be talking about the expected effects in terms of wind and rain across Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. As projected, wind shear has begun to impact the circulation of Hurricane Beryl today, which is why we have finally seen it start to weaken. At one point, at its maximum intensity, it had winds of 165 miles per hour, but currently the maximum sustained winds have decreased to 155 miles per hour. This means that Hurricane Beryl is no longer a Category 5 hurricane, but it is still a powerful Category 4 hurricane. In fact, the weakening process has been slower than we had anticipated, and therefore it is now projected to pass near or over Jamaica as a Category 3 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 125 miles per hour, or 200 kilometers per hour. If we zoom in on the visible satellite image, you can see that the circulation still looks very impressive. However, it is evident that wind shear is causing it to weaken. For example, we no longer see a well-defined and clear eye in the center of circulation. Additionally, at times we see some arc-shaped clouds emerging from the northwest and west quadrants, which means that some dry air is entering the circulation. At least, this is good news because it should continue to lose strength as it approaches Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. The weakening of Hurricane Beryl can also be seen in infrared satellite images, where you can see that the circulation is no longer as symmetrical as it was yesterday, and it is evident that it is being affected by winds from the southwest and south. Additionally, it is possible that it is undergoing an eye wall replacement cycle, which could also help it continue to weaken as it approaches Jamaica. Still, residents of Jamaica must be ready to face a dangerous major hurricane, which is why a hurricane warning remains in effect for Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, while some tropical storm-force winds may affect the southwestern Dominican Republic and southern Haiti tonight. Here you can see the official trajectory from the National Hurricane Center. With this west-northwest movement, it should pass just south of Jamaica or over the island during the afternoon hours of Wednesday as a major hurricane. Then the center of circulation should pass south of the Cayman Islands at its closest point during the early morning or morning of Thursday. And although a trajectory just south of Jamaica and the Cayman Islands seems a better scenario than a trajectory over the region, the reality is that if it passes just south of Jamaica, the strongest winds would remain over the island. So I repeat, residents of Jamaica must prepare for a direct impact from Hurricane Beryl. Eventually, during the afternoon of Thursday, it will continue its trajectory westward until it eventually reaches central Quintana Roo and very near the city of Tulum during the night of Thursday or early Friday morning as a Category 1 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 135 kilometers per hour. Then it will cross over the center and west of the state of Yucatán and probably over the city of Mérida as a strong tropical storm. Later, we will talk about the two different scenarios, one towards Texas and the other more westward towards the state of Tamaulipas at the beginning of next week. But first, I wanted to talk about the direct effects expected in Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. With that trajectory just south of Jamaica, hurricane force winds are expected to cover the entire island from midday Wednesday, extending throughout the afternoon and early evening. Wind gusts can be between 170 to 175 kilometers per hour, affecting the entire island of Jamaica. Additionally, heavy downpours and flooding are expected. Some rainfall estimates project between 200 to 300 millimeters of accumulated rain in a 24-hour period, which can cause floods and landslides. Take all of this into consideration when finalizing your preparations. Eventually, during Wednesday night and early Thursday morning, the center of circulation should move south of the Cayman Islands, where they are also expected to receive some hurricane force winds with sustained winds of 110 miles per hour, or 175 kilometers per hour, representing a Category 2 hurricane. Additionally, the Cayman Islands are expected to receive between 70 to 90 millimeters of accumulated rainfall. So, caution is also advised with the intense rain that this cyclone will bring. Then, what will be happening during Friday morning? See that the European model projects a westward trajectory until eventually moving over southern Quintana Roo during the morning hours of Friday, potentially arriving as a Category 1 hurricane during the night of Friday and early Saturday morning. The European model crosses this disturbance over the southern Yucatan and now northern Campeche until it eventually reaches the southern Gulf of Mexico waters to start strengthening again as it approaches Tamaulipas, entering eastern Mexico during the night of Sunday. Now, let's compare it with the GFS model. Between Thursday and Friday, it has a very similar scenario where it brings Hurricane Beryl entering over Quintana Roo during the night of Thursday or early Friday morning as a Category 1 hurricane, then crossing over Yucatan and exiting a bit more to the north compared to the European model. This makes the circulation then continue on a more northwestward trajectory, eventually approaching northern Tamaulipas or southern Texas during the morning or afternoon of Sunday. This model projects that it would arrive as a Category 1 hurricane between Texas and Tamaulipas, so when we compare them in general, there is a good consensus for at least the next 72 hours. The impact is imminent for Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, and then it should be moving over the Yucatán Peninsula. But there is still some uncertainty between the American model and the European model, and we do not know exactly what the final trajectory of this cyclone will be. This is why it is important for residents of Texas and Tamaulipas to continue closely monitoring the evolution of Hurricane Beryl. This uncertainty in the trajectory when it is in the Gulf of Mexico is very clear in the specialized trajectory model's projections. In general, they agree on a trajectory over the Yucatán Peninsula, but eventually, some have a trajectory over Tamaulipas, while others maintain a trajectory over eastern and southern Texas. In fact, the National Hurricane Center mentions that there is a higher than usual uncertainty starting next Saturday, and we will have to wait a bit to see if the models reach a better consensus. In terms of intensity, we do have a consensus that it will continue to weaken as it moves near or over Jamaica, and then reaches Yucatan. When it exits the Yucatán Peninsula, it could be a tropical storm, but eventually, in the Gulf of Mexico waters, it could strengthen again to a Category 1 hurricane. Here we have the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center between Saturday and Sunday. See that there is quite a bit of uncertainty with some trajectories taking it to Texas while others take it to Tamaulipas. For now, the National Hurricane Center has decided to mark a trajectory that would be between the two possible solutions. So something we will be paying close attention to over the next few days is how these projections evolve. Well, that's all for this forecast update. Please, in Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, prepare for a dangerous Category 3 hurricane. Do not underestimate that it is weakening because it was a Category 5 hurricane and will bring strong winds and extreme rain to the region. Early tomorrow morning, I will record a new video to update you just before it directly impacts the island of Jamaica. That's why I want you to check if you are subscribed to my channel. Go to the bottom of the video to the red button that says subscribe, click on it, and then click on the bell so that you receive notifications when I upload new videos. Well, now I say goodbye. I hope everyone has an excellent night, and little by little, the weather conditions will start to improve across the Dominican Republic. Until the next video,